welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamika and this is Check the Rhymes. I am super excited that you're here. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're shining a light on that because it is absolutely important that you stay on top of your mammograms, self-checks, all the things. I want you guys to be healthy, so make sure you schedule those appointments. Anyway, Insecure actress Yvonne Orji is in the building today. We're going to be talking about, of course, what she's doing for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that includes the launch of a docuseries and program called Uncovering TNBC. So we're going to get into that, and we're also going to talk about Insecure. I didn't forget, y'all, because I'm really upset that it's the last season. Anyway, stay tuned. You don't want to miss today's show. I'm super excited about this. So you have and sorry, I'm like reading my questions like I'm on a game show. You have a master's in public health, which is so amazing. And you've worked with a healthcare organization before you pivoted to acting. So I wanted to know, how did this open your eyes to challenges that women face with their health?
Oh, yeah. I mean, one thing that I told my mom, even when I left public health to go into entertainment, was the degree don't expire, mama. Like it's always valid. If there's no expiration date, nothing is ever wasted. And that's why it excites me to partner with organizations like Merck for things that I'm really passionate about, because then it's just like, okay, this makes sense, because this is not just like another celebrity just saying, talking out the side of their mouth. It's like, no. Like, I used to do this and advocate for people in third world countries for different health initiatives. And so like this now, like, is full circle and this makes sense. And so, when I was approached by Merck, it was a synergistic relationship. It wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, public health. Okay, yeah. So what do you want me to say to these people? It was like, I got it.
Yeah. I'm like, look at you using big words I got to look up on how to spell. So tell me a little bit about what Uncovering TNBC is about, and like how you partnered with Merck. Like, how did that whole thing come about anyway?
Yeah, triple negative breast cancer is not a thing that I ever heard about. I don't know if you're like me. I didn't even know there was a different strain of it. I was likening it to, like, we're already dealing with regular COVID, and now you tell me there's a variant.
Right.
So it's like, we already dealing with regular breast cancer. Now we got a variant of breast cancer. What the heck? And when I found out, like, and of course the variant disproportionately affects women of color, it's like, come on, fam, like, when we gonna catch a break?
Right.
When we gonna catch a break? And so, realizing that this is a thing that's so aggressive and it affects Black women at a higher rate, it was just like, all right, great. So what do we need to do? And if the most that we can do right now is just get the word out that, like, this thing even exists, because it's one thing to not even know that the thing exists, let alone like how to even go about like being aware of it. So it's just like, wait, what? And so the awareness campaign with the website Uncover TNBC, as well as the docuseries with the three amazing women, Tia, Demisha, and Sharon, just talking about not only their experiences, but also their challenges. Like the disparities in healthcare, and just not feeling like they were being heard, or not feeling like they were being supported, not knowing that there were opportunities to help them seek out the kind of treatment that they needed. It was just like, okay, great. If nothing else, we can let Black women know that they are not alone, that there's a resource that's available to them. On the website, one of the things that I really do care, I really am appreciative of, is the fact that there is this kind of a cheat sheet questionnaire that you can print out and take to your doctor and be like, hey doc, okay, cool. I got some questions. And it's just like, you can just go right to them. If you ever worried about being rushed out by a doctor, it's like, great, just give me a couple minutes of your time. I got 15 questions for you, doc. Okay. And then just keep going. And that empowers you, because, if you don't have, as an actress, we have scripts. And so it's like, we don't have to, it's very different than when I'm a comedian. I'm like, oh my God, I might forget my lines. And what if nobody laughs?
Right.
As an actress, you got scripts. Somebody else, the hard part of writing it down. All you got to do is be like, excuse me, if you could just bear with me for 10 minutes. I know you're very busy, but I have some questions. And I think that's where the empowering comes in, because as Black women, a lot of times we look to the professionals, and if we're brushed off, it's like, oh my God, he or she didn't even want to, like, listen to answer my questions. And I feel like not seen once again, and you just go home and feel like defeated and feel powerless. We're not here for that. This is our bodies, this is our time. We have every right to ask the right questions for us, to get the right answers for us.
I love that, because I know a lot of times, I even see it on social media, people are always saying, advocate for yourself. If that doctor won't talk to you, go to another one. You've got to, even personally advocating for myself. It's been helpful for one, but I love that you're giving us like basically a script with questions to do a checklist. I love that. So you mentioned disparities. What are some of the biggest ones that Black women face in healthcare?
If it's access, because like you said, it's so easy to say, go find another doctor. It's like where? And sometimes understanding that access might mean you might have to travel outside of your comfort zone. Yeah. You might have to, and that costs time and gas and, either taking off work and financially, it's going to cost something, but so is your life is worth whatever the cost is. And a lot of times it's like, we're always kind of bartering, like, okay, well, I mean, if I gotta drive all the way up there, like, is it that bad? It's not that bad. Like, I can deal with it. And it's like, no, it is that bad.
Right.
Like, you don't even know, whatever it is, just say, yes, it is that bad. And let's just go figure it out. And you know what? If you get all the way up there and it's nothing, look at God. He blessed you.
Exactly.
As opposed to, you delay and delay and delay for 6 months. And it's just like, well, ma'am, had you come here 4 months ago, we could have been able to treat. And it's just like, you don't want that. You don't want that. It's like, at the end of the day, it's like that 30 minutes out of your way or hour out of your way could have prevented, something. You don't know, but don't delay.
What else can Black women or women in general do to advocate for themselves and find more information? I know you mentioned a website. What else can they do?
That is a, launching pad. I said it may not be your one-stop shop, but it is a great resource. And I think when you are armed with information, then you can do some more of your own research. You can get the information from the website, hear the stories from these women, and then go to your doctor and be like, hey, listen, am I at risk for this? I know my check is coming. Can we, are there any extra tests we can do? Can I, like even if you're not within the age frame, a lot of times they're like, oh, get this test if you're between 40 and whatever.
Right.
Well, if you're 38, you can still be like, hey, doc, I know I'm not 40, but like, I'm on my way. Can I please go ahead and get this test now, just so that, we can be in the clear. And one thing like I said, I tell people, get to know your body when it's at a calm state. So that if there's ever anything different, you can be like, hold up. When you like, I know the back of my hand, and then you look and you're like, well, what is that in the back of my hand?
Right. Exactly.
When did that get there? You want to be able to know, normally the back of my hand looks amazing. So when there is anything that I haven't seen in a while, like that, alert. Yeah. And I think the more in tune we are with our bodies, just give yourself the breast self-exam. Just like understand, like, okay, am I more lethargic? Like, I know I've been tired. Is stress causing me? Do I need to slow down? Like, just your body is always talking to you. We're not always listening.
That's a good point. That's a great point. We're not always listening.
Yeah, or we're always downplaying what it's telling us. Like, if it's like, ow, this hurts, it's like, that's all right. We just got to push through because, we grinding right now. And I ain't got time. No, there are no badges of honor for grinding to the point of destruction. No.
Yeah. Well, since it is October, since it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, what can people do to help those that may be dealing with, whether it's breast cancer or triple negative breast cancer, besides just, wearing pink, or like, what else can they do? Because I know that, like, for example, one of my friend's mother, she's dealing with cancer, but a lot of us, we're talking and we're like, what do we do? How do we support her? What do you have any suggestions for something like that?
I mean, there's so many organizations out there. I mean, some of the partners with this project are Susan G. Komen, Tiger Lily Foundation, TNBC, Living Beyond Breast Cancer. So there's so many organizations and so many groups who will tell you practical steps, like, of things that you can do to support.
Okay.
Google is your best friend, support groups. I mean, the stories of these women who actually started support groups because they felt alone. They felt like, people weren't either listening to them, or people weren't like helping them find resources. So like they created organizations, they created groups where you could come in and share information. So it's like that, either if you can't help your friend directly, you can help yourself. By becoming more aware, by you understanding, okay, this is what they may be going through. You know what? They actually don't need no more casseroles. They just want to know that you're there to support, and that's enough. Because, or you know what? If you're able to donate to research or donate to whatever, there's so many things that you can do. And just caring and praying and loving, that sometimes is enough. Sometimes we feel like, oh my God, I have to do your presence, the safe space you provide for people. Don't discount that as well. Don't discount that.
Okay. Well, this is the last question, because of course we have to talk about Insecure. I just finished binging. I started with season 1 and went through, binge it all while, riding my bicycle. And I'm like, I got to catch up.
You was watching Insecure while riding your bicycle?
Well, I exercise bike. Yeah. Molly tore my nerves up a few times. So.
Why y'all keep coming for this character? Why y'all keep coming for Molly?
But you know what? I can see myself in Molly like this much. But but I want to know, is she ever going to be happy? I need her to be happy. Come on. What's going to happen this final season, or that you can tell?
Is Molly ever going to be happy?
Yeah.
I mean, we can hope.
Is she capable of it, I guess?
I mean, I want it for her. I have advocated, talk about advocacy, I have advocated for her happiness. It has not happened in 4 seasons. They're tired of me talking, trying to advocate for this character. So you gotta watch and see what happens.
Okay, are you Team Lawrence or Team Issa?
What kind of question is that? I know my checks have stopped, but you trying to make them stop. Okay, don't get me in trouble.
Okay. Well, okay. Last thing. So, will Molly and Issa, do you think that friendship is repairable, or do you think it's just one of those things where people grow apart?
I think that so many things are possible, right? I think in real life, you do have those friendships that they run their course, and you say, God bless. We thank God for the moments that we got to share, and the space we occupied in each other's life, and this is where I leave you. And then you have those relationships where like people are willing to fight for it, and it's like, no, we go too far back for this to be it. We got to see which one Molly and Issa are, because that second one requires both people involved. Right. I love how you just avoided my questions and won't give me any tea, but that's okay. I'll be watching. But like, okay. I'll be watching. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. And of course, I'll send over the article to Melissa when it is posted on parade.com. All right. Have a good one. You too. Thank you. Bye.